themed entertainment. Spectac has offices in Sydney, Los Angeles and Shanghai, and I think you're based mainly in Los Angeles at the moment, is that right? But most notably, Ric was involved in some very big events, such as the opening and closing ceremony of the Brisbane Commonwealth Games in 1982. Also director of production for the Los Angeles 1984 Olympic Games. Executive producer for the opening and closing ceremonies of the Barcelona 1992 Olympic Games. Executive producer and director of ceremonies for the opening ceremony and closing ceremony of the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. Who remembers?
So we are back with the second in the series, and the previous discussion was centred around the Pink Submarine. This particular YouTube though is going to centre on the aquacade, because there's a connection between today's unveiling of Saving Captain Bligh, which we've discovered when we look at these placemats that have been done by the Caulfield Historical Village, and we've realised that Saving Captain Bligh was out the front of the aquacade, and the aquacade, its theme was, in part,
Captain Bligh.
Captain Bligh. So let's have a discussion about your very favourite. I think you have, I've heard you say previously that the aquacade was your baby.
Mm. Well, the aquacade, in fact, was as much Bob Minikin's idea as mine. When Bob first came to Los Angeles to talk to me about Expo in '84 after the Olympics, he said that there was an aquacade at the Knoxville World's Fair, which was going on at the time in '84. And he said the aquacade was terrific and he thought it would be appropriate for Brisbane. So after the games, I flew to Knoxville and had a look at the expo there, because I had no experience with expos. And the only thing really that was worth seeing was the aquacade, which was a lot of fun. And so later when I was in Brisbane, that was one of the first items in the entertainment program. So the content of the aquacade was very, very different to the American one, of course. We had to have a sense of humour, and we had to come up with a very different storyline. And I'd worked for many years in television with the ABC, doing musical series with Marsha Hines and John Farnham and Debbie Byrne and a number of other performers. And a lot of those productions had been done with a choreographer named Robin Mose. So I got Robin to sit down with me, and we came up with the idea, which I think we called Bligh's Follies. And it was the story of the mutiny on the Bounty, where Bligh's sailors were marooned on a desert island with a transvestite chief and some maidens and divers in the lagoon, and generally a good time was had by all. It was voted the most popular audience event by the Courier Mail readers, and it ran from memory 5 times a day for the entire 6 months. I think we only missed 2 performances due to bad weather in that whole 6 months. We had a crew of 24 dancers, there were 21 divers. Oh, and it included a 90-foot high diver. We had 2 guys who could do the 90-foot dive, and a lot of synchronized diving, and we had synchronized swimmers. It was quite a show. I'm very happy about it, even now, thinking back.
And there are some fantastic photos, which again I'll try and edit into this YouTube so you get a little bit of a feel for it. And if my memory serves me correctly, some of the sets you also did, again, the drawings. I know that I've got drawings of the river stage, and I'm hopeful that there are drawings of the of Bligh's Follies as well. So after the discussion is finished, you should get some really lovely shots that I'll edit in. And I think one of the funnier stories that you've told me is that the pool was actually a bit of a centre of attraction after the night's activities finished, the formal expo activities finished, and the pool was a bit popular with the entertainment crew letting their hair down.
Well, yeah, I mean, what would you expect? It's 2 diving pools, about 9 diving boards, 24 synchronized swimmers, and about 48 young male stagehands, studio hands, and techs. So yeah, they used to party.
Match made in heaven.
In fact, there were a couple of matches made in heaven. I think we got 2 marriages out of the cast of Bligh's Follies.
Probably now great grandkids as well. And with that, we'll say, Rick, thank you so much. You've been really tolerant today. And we'll say thank you and adieu.
Well, thank you.